Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to our new video. In this video I will explain you the guidelines of our another project, which is basically English transcription project. The tool you have to use for this project is TCS, but I will make a separate video in which I will teach you how to install TCS app and how to use it. So let's start. Basically, what is transcription? In transcription you will be listening to an audio clips in English and you have to type as you hear them. First of all, what exactly the task is? The task is that we will be doing the transcription, but it's kind of transcription that will be generated by AI, artificial intelligence, interface automatically by listening and audio. So our main role is that to rectify whether the particular audio, whatever the transcription AI is provided, is correct or not. If it is incorrect, somewhere we will have to update that particular part and make it more clear, 100% correct. Now let's go through the guidelines which we sent to you. I hope that you must have received it. If not, then you will get it soon. Here I will just briefly explain the guidelines which are mentioned here for this particular project. Okay, first of all, this is an annotation project. So let's see what is the task. The task is that basically our main concern is that we have to transcribe whatever the clear human speech in the audio that should be transcribed. As I said, that AI, artificial intelligence, will recognize that text from an audio and it will show you from a text box. Let me show you the text box. This is how actually it will look. This is the audio that will run, the one which is in the gray part. This is the gray part, and you can see there is a window which has the text of that particular audio. Make sure it is mixed all in. This is the text, so it's already there. So this has appeared from AI interface. So this text has appeared from artificial intelligence interface. So our work will be that we will be playing that particular audio clip and we will be confirming whether the English part appearing in the speech or in the text box has been transcribing correctly. If not, or if there is some mistake, then we will simply listen to that audio and we will rectify the errors which are there. We will make it clear and correct as per the audio. Right? So this is the basic of this task. And when the task will be assigned to you, will actually see the audio which is in the gray part is in our scope. The gray part in the audio is in our scope basically. Any part before this gray or any part after this gray is not in our scope. So only the gray part we will listen. We will update the speech where we will require, and simply we will click a submit button. Here is the submit button. As you can see, the submit button. When you click the submit button, it will automatically take you to the next audio clip, which has also a gray highlighted part. Once you click the submit button, the audio will be keep coming, right? So here are some little bit explanation of useful shortcut keys for this project. First is start cut S. S is the shortcut to mark the cutting start point, and E is the shortcut to mark the cutting end point. Like in the beginning or in the end of the audio, if there is a silence, let me show you. In the beginning of this gray part or in the end of this gray part, if there is a silence or there is no human speech, then we can simply cut this audio, and we are allowed to cut this audio. So we can cut the part from the start cut key using S key from the keyboard. S key is basically used to make the cutting start point, right? And if you want to cut the part from the end, from this end, the end of the gray part, and if you want to cut the part from the end, then you can use E from the keyboard, right? Otherwise, if there is also a noise where we cannot recognize the human speech, that part we can delete it. Or if there is a song and after 8 to 10 seconds there is an actual speech audio, so we will not transcribe that song part, we will simply cut that part. And noise, what kind of noise? Noise like dogs are barking, the noise of water, the noise of some background noise, some singing, etc, etc, anything like that, we will cut that part from the audio, but make sure only when if it's coming in the beginning or it's in the end. Got it? Here are some other shortcut keys. Play cut A is the shortcut key to start playing the gray section from start. Play 1 is the shortcut key to play the audio, and 2 is the shortcut key to pass the audio. Like if you want to play audio part, then you will simply press 1 from your keyboard, and if you want to pass the audio, then you will press 2 from your keyboard. So when you press 2 from your keyboard, it will pass the audio, and when you will press 1 from your keyboard, it will play the audio. Now how to edit or how to transcribe, how to conduct the edit, what are the rules for? Basically there are two main things. First is discard, and second is speech. Here are some steps for TCS application, that how to install TCS app, how to use TCS application for this project. But don't worry, I'll make a separate video in which I will teach you how to use TCS app and how to install TCS app step by step. I will guide you, don't worry. Here these are some other rules. The first is play the audio, listen to it, edit the text error, adjust the audio start and end, finally click submit to go the next task. Basically you can play the audio, you can listen the audio, you can edit the text errors, you can even adjust the audio from start from end point, and finally click submit button to go to the next task. The second rule is, if after listening to the audio it contains unintelligible part, it means it contains such part which is not in good quality or we cannot be understood properly, that such kind of audios we can discard directly. Got it? As you can see, here are two options, discard and speech. So basically if you see this task, first two steps are after listening to the audio clips. The first one is you will decide whether it can be transcribed or not. Yes, the first one is you will be decide whether it can be transcribed or not, or if it cannot be transcribed, we can simply discard it. Okay, so if there is something too much background noise like dogs are barking and noise of water, etc., etc., or speech itself is not clear, or low voice is not understandable what they are talking, like, etc., in such cases you simply select discard button, and in such cases you simply select discard button and submit it. Let me show you the discard button. Yes, here is the discard option. We have two options here, first is speech and second is discard. Discard option, like if you if there is something too much background noise, or speech itself it's not clear, or the volume is too low, not understandable what they are talking, in such cases you simply select discard button and submit it. So it will be removed from your stack and you will not be paid for discarded clips. Yes, you will not be paid for discarded clips. So the third one is, when you are done editing the text and audio and you don't want to continue working, simply click the submit and leave button to go to the previous page. Let me show you the option. Yes, here is the submit and leave option. Submit and leave option. So here are some other steps or guidelines for TCS. Okay, now what are action steps? As mentioned, there are two types of steps that we have to do. The first one is only this gray highlighted part we have to work on, and the basic audio is classified into speech and discard. If I am selecting discard and submit it, then directly it will take me or move me to the next task. And if I'm selecting speech, then decide whether to edit the current cut range or not. Firstly, it's mean that is it okay, or do we need to make any changes or cut in the start or in the end. If no such thing is required, then it is fine. We will listen to the audio clips, and wherever the clear human speech is, we will transcribe it into the text accordingly. So this is the basic guidelines. Again, annotation guidelines. There are two categories of the audio. The first is speech and the second is discard. In speech, the text is required to be transcribed from the audio, and the second is you can further cut the audio to reflect only the clear human voice part in the default cut, gray area. And what all things we can discard? The first is the entire audio is not in English. The entire audio is not in English. It means if you see like some European or some Asian or some any other language except English is used in the audio clip, then we will consider that audio to discard. The second is the entire audio is silent. It means no human speech is in the audio. So then we simply select discard. The third is the entire audio is non-human speech or non-audioable speech sound. For example, noise, modal words, melodies, sounds from animals or nature. Like if there will be some noise, modal words, and some nature sounds of animals, something like that. If you find anything in the entire audio, then we will simply select discard. Got it? The next is singing. The entire audio is singing or humming the lyrics, like songs with lyrics and rap. For this we will simply select the discard. The entire audio is overlapping speech, means two or more speakers are talking about something different simultaneously. So we can simply select discard for this as well. The next point is the duration of the clear speech is less than 1 second. It means, like, say suppose audio is of 5 seconds, and after say 1-2 seconds, or after first two words or just one word hello, and there after the entire audio is of low volume or unclear, which cannot be identified, in that case we will discard that the audio too. Next point is the duration of clear speech is longer than 30 seconds. What does it means? It means duration is more than 30 seconds. Suppose if one person is continuously talking more than 30 seconds, and if you find any such audio which has clear speech longer than 30 seconds, then you can discard that clip simply. But if there are pauses in between, then we will not discard that part. Now let's see which part we need to cut. As I mentioned, any at the start or in the end. If the part of the audio is unclear and cannot be transcribed, we can edit the current cut within the default cut. Default cut means the gray area, the highlighted part. Always keep the longer part with clear English speech to avoid multi-section means, as you can see here in this particular gray part, you can see some low remarks or some small lines in between. So it means that there will be pause and then somebody speaking, so don't need to cut here. Okay, only which part you need to cut, like if somebody speaking, there is some noise in between the speech, so please avoid having multiple section in the gray part. Cut out the non-English part. Again, if part of the speech is not in English, cut it off and transcribe the clear English speech. You just have to transcribe the English speech. Except English, you don't need to transcribe any language. Cut out the non-audible noise. This doesn't mean that you will need to cut out all noises, no matter how short the noise is. If noise is between clear human speech, then don't cut that part. Some modal word rules. The first one is that transcribed text can start or end with up to 2 modal words. The second is if part of the speech are clear modal words, you can clearly count the number of them and they are at the beginning or the end of the speech. Cut out the extra modal words and transcribe the rest of the speech. For example, let's suppose there are 10 ha, like speaker is saying 10 times ha at the beginning of the audio, and cut out the extra ha and keep only 2 of them. Means just 2 times ha ha, not 10 times. You don't need to write 10 times ha 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 like this. You just need to write 2 times ha ha. Got it? And cut out the extra part ha. Then cut out song lyrics. Some rule for song. If the part of the audio is a song with the lyrics at the beginning or at the end of the audio, cut it off and transcribe the clear English speech. It's very simple. Attention on overlap. If the part of the speech overlaps, the first is like if 2 or more speaker repeats the same word. If same words are repeated by the 2 or more speakers simultaneously, then the words sound clearly, transcribe them directly. If 2 or more speakers talk about different things simultaneously, then simply cut it off and keep only the clear English speech. The third point is if there is a main voice in the group conversation and the other are low, cut out the unclear part and keep only the clear speech of the main speaker. Got it? So what they are saying about silent part, if you feel any silence in the beginning or at the end of the audio, simply cut it out. But if the silence is in the middle of the audio, you cannot cut. Simply ignore the silence part. Unknown words, some informal words or word not found in the dictionary. If you find some unknown words in the beginning or in the end of the audio, you simply cut it out. But again, if you find the some unknown words in the middle of the audio, keep the longer clear human speech. Here is the note: while editing the cut, the editing part will be shown as blue. Ignore the completeness of the sentence while cutting. Here are some do's and don'ts. Do's: transcribe based on AI recognized text. Transcribe only the gray highlighted section. Again, as I mentioned, you just have to transcribe the gray highlighted section in the particular audio. The rest part is to provide you with the context. And point number 3 is transcribe the speech word for the word, including obvious grammatical mistakes. You just simply have to transcribe, don't need to correct that grammatical mistake. What they are saying about spelling: words in the text should preferably conform to American spelling. Like you have to confirm the spelling, American spelling, from Google or somewhere else. The third, last one is space is required between words. Again, space is required. Some don'ts: do not use punctuation. You don't need to use any kind of punctuation except this apostrophe, such as I, and then it's this apostrophe and am, or I have, the apostrophe between I am and the apostrophe between I have. This is acceptable, but other punctuation, you are not allowed to add other punctuation. Other punctuation is not allowed for this project. But these kind of apostrophes, like between I am and I have, it's not considered as punctuation. Got it? Don't use line break. These are some special cases. Write the first one is write the number in the full English word. If you hear 1, write 1 instead of writing 1. Like in the audio, if you are hearing 1, ONE1, write as it is, ONE1 in number form, not in numeric. The second is half pronounced word. At the beginning or at the end of the speech, cut it out. What they're saying, cut it out the half pronounced word which are at the beginning or at the end of the that particular audio clip. Third is missing syllables. If the speaker misses certain syllables of the words and you are sure what the word is, transcribe the correct word in the text. If you are sure, if not, then write as it is what they are saying. The fourth one is repeated words and sentences. Every repeated word and every repeated sentences must be transcribed strictly according to how many times they are repeated. If words except model words are repeated 5 times, then you have to transcribe it 5 times, not 2 times, not 1 time, exactly 5 times. Here are some rules for model words. The first one is transcribe the model word according to the times they are repeated. For example, like if the person is saying 3 times ha 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 in that particular audio, then the transcribed text should be 3 times ha ha ha. Got it? The second rule for model word is spelling, like which are standard, like oops, oh, woo, you, ho, hooray, ouch, yuck, ew, gosh, etc., etc. So these are very typical American words that they use. So use their whatever the standard spelling format is used accordingly. Got it? Words with same punctuation. Listen through the whole audio to figure out the correct word. The second, if you still can't figure out which word to use, go with any. So here are some terms and other definitions. These are all the guidelines for this project. Please again go through the guidelines and read the guidelines carefully. I will make another video for TCS application, in which I will teach you how to install the TCS app and how to use it. So for now, thank you, and read the instruction carefully.